Hi. I've talked to you several times about memoir and what it is and what it isn't. Memoir is just a snippet of your life. And this trip to the Galapagos that I was fortunate enough to share with a portion of my family really has taught me a lot of things. And memoir is going to be my memoir. I would put in different parts of this that were meaningful. Hi, I'm Judy Shearwaters. Welcome to my channel. Here I bring you author interviews of ordinary people who had a story they needed to share with the world. I also bring you short little writing prompts to get those creative juices going in your own brain so that you can write your story for your generations to come. Because you know what? You have a story to tell, so let me help you tell it. So as I said at the beginning, memoir is a snippet of your life, a short time period. Could be your teen years, your childhood, your married life, but it also brings in different times, little portions of other things, like side trips. Our trip to the Galapagos this week has been so special, and I want to share some of the insight that my fellow travelers have had so that you can see how you can include it in your memoir. Maybe not a trip to the Galapagos, but some other trip that you've taken. So hold on. Let's take a listen to some of these other travelers. Hey, Emily, if you were to write a memoir and part of it would be about the trip to Galapagos, what would you put as the most important part?
I think seeing all the animals in their natural habitats was pretty cool, and how undisturbed a lot of the area is. And the animals aren't scared of humans because they're not used to having any predators. So that's pretty cool how they don't even move out of the way. The sea lions just stand in the path and don't even budge. And same with a lot of the birds. So that's probably been the coolest part.
Exactly. Thanks, Emily. Hi, Charlie. How are you today?
Good.
Good.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm so excited we got to take this trip to the Galapagos together. My great niece. I love it. Tell me, Charlie, what was your most favorite part of the trip and why?
Well, I really like swimming and snorkeling with the sea lions and the penguins and just like diving and snorkeling because it's so much fun and you get to see like the underwater life and they're not afraid of you, which is really cool because this is probably the only place in the world where the animals aren't afraid of you. So I think that was really cool.
Right. The huge starfish were beautiful, weren't they?
Yeah. I saw two different species and one made out of rocks.
That's awesome. I love it. But most of all, I love having this trip with you. Yeah. Thanks, Charlie. This is Danielle, my niece. Hi, Danielle.
Hi.
I'm so glad that we are on this trip to the Galapagos together. My question for you today is if you were to write a memoir and add some of this trip to that story, what would be the highlight?
If I were to write a memoir about the trip to the Galapagos, there's so many highlights I'd want to put in the memoir. So many highlights. There's scuba diving with my cousin and my husband. There's snorkeling. There's all the different snack times on the boat, which I absolutely love. But I think my favorite is when we navigate. We're navigating right now. We've just left, our 8th island or something, and we're headed to the open ocean. And in the open ocean, sometimes we get to see pods of dolphins. And I think the anticipation of what you can see in the open ocean is something that I would include in a memoir. And just being with my family on the top deck of this gorgeous boat and making memories and being, at the equator and in just this gorgeous location, that's sort of like a heartwarming memory for me that
Awesome. Thank you, Danielle. And of
Thank
course,
you.
the heartwarming part is being with you and the family too.
I love you, Aunt Juju.
Thank you, Danielle. Good morning, Jonathan.
Morning.
Jonathan, I had just met on this trip, but he's a dear friend of the extended family. So glad I got to meet you. We had our coffee times in the morning. So, Jonathan, if you were to write a memoir, and perhaps someday you will, and you wanted to include something about the Galapagos, what would you include that was the most important or the best memories that you have now of this trip?
So I'm fortunate enough that this is the last day of the trip, and every morning, like you just stated, we've had coffee together, we got to know each other. I'm glad I got to reconnect with Justin and Danielle and meet your daughter Emily. But every day we've done a hike and snorkeling. Snorkeling's been amazing, so that's definitely been the highlight of the trip.
Good. Hi, honey. My husband. I'm so glad that we got to do the Galapagos together. What was your very favorite part?
Favorite part is probably, like so many, just being with family and getting to hang out, enjoying the beautiful scenery, all the new experiences. We've had a really fabulous time. Everybody got along, and that's my favorite part.
Thank you, honey.
You're welcome.
And this is Jill, my sister-in-law. I'm happy we were able to share this trip together. What was your favorite part, Jill?
There were many favorite parts. Besides having the privilege of being in the Galapagos and experiencing for the first time so many things, my very favorite part was being with my daughter and her family and friends, and being with my sister-in-law and her family, and every one of us seeing this for the very first time was a real experience for me. That was my favorite part.
Awesome. Thank you, Jill.
That was awesome.
This is Justin, one of my very favorite nephews-in-law. Maybe my favorite. I'm not sure. But I'm so glad that I was able to share this trip with you. If you were to write a memoir, which I hope you do someday, if you were to include part of the Galapagos trip in it, what would be your favorite? What was your highlight?
My favorite was hanging out with my family on this beautiful boat. But my favorite activity would have been scuba diving and snorkeling with all the animals, and particularly snorkeling with the penguins and Charlie, making friends with the penguins, and also making enemies with a lot of the schools of fish that she tried to swim through, and watching her go underneath the water and learn how to snorkel. That's been my favorite so far.
Exactly. Good job. Thanks, Justin. Hi, Samantha.
Hi.
Samantha is my great niece, and I have loved sharing this time with her in our trip to the Galapagos. So I'm asking you, Samantha, what's your very favorite part of this trip?
Well, there's a lot of really great parts, but I really liked the snorkeling and seeing all the really pretty fish and all the sharks and penguins and stingrays.
Awesome. I love it. Short and sweet, and loving being with you.
Yeah, me too.
Bye.
Bye.
Hi, Emery. This is my dear brother, Emery. And I'm so excited that I got to share this trip to the Galapagos with him and his wife and his family. So, Emery, in writing your memoir, which I hope you will, what part of the Galapagos trip would you say was the most special to you?
Well, it was very special spending time with my sister, watching her recovery, and watching her splash around in the water and snorkeling, and seeing the tremendous recovery that she made. And having the entire family with us makes it all that much more special. It's a very special place.
Thanks, Emery. So we're at the end of our trip to the Galapagos. We're back in San Cristobal, where we first started. As you can see through the different perspectives of family members, that they all are taking home a different memory of the same trip. I hope that
you will be able to share special moments with your family. And because that's where memories are made. And remember, if you enjoyed this video, to go ahead and leave a comment, press like, and if you're new to this channel, go ahead and subscribe, and then you will be notified every time a new video comes out. Remember that you do have a special story to tell. It's yours to pass down for your generations to come. So until next time, you do have a story to tell. Let me help you tell it.
Thank you.